because that allows you to then pay yourself a salary, a distribution. A lot of times you can cut the savings down by having an S Corp instead of an LLC. It saves you 7 to 8% of your gross income right off the bat. That is huge savings as you start to generate income. But both LLCs and S Corps are awesome. They both flow through to keep things simple, and they still allow you to maximize on your deductions.
I know we got our first speaker. I want you to avoid the costly mistakes that entrepreneurs make. I want you to set your business and your platform up the right way. And so for the next 15 minutes, Tommy is going to help you get clear on how to avoid these mistakes and what that means to you. Tommy, take it away, buddy.
Pete, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you. Such an awesome opportunity. I'm so excited to be here. I obviously don't have the most exciting topic in the world when I'm talking about asset protection and tax benefits. But on the other hand, clarity is absolutely perfect for me to be able to come in and explain to people the what not to do's of starting your platform and starting your business. So there's been so many powerful takeaways that I have personally had. And a lot of times people are put in your way for a reason. Today is October 15th. It is the tax deadline. And at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know, right? A lot of the most successful people that have been on this platform dread taxes, but they also strategize very seriously around those taxes. So what I want to be able to come in and do is just give everyone some information, whether you are brand new, just getting started, or if you already have a platform that you're looking to build and scale. I want to give everyone a couple nuggets that I've seen over the years. I've helped over 20,000 entrepreneurs make sure that they are structured properly from the very beginning. So I've put some slides together here just to share with everybody what some of the most costly mistakes are and how you can avoid them, right? That's the whole goal, whether you're just getting started or if you've been doing this for years. So costly mistakes that I've seen over the years by entrepreneurs, and most importantly, how to avoid them, okay? Some of you have probably made these mistakes just like myself, but let's go over the 3 most common that I deal with on a daily basis. As I talk to people, the number one hesitation that we come across is people saying, I feel like it's too early. I haven't made any money yet. Procrastination to make your business official is one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen over the last 10 years. And the reason that I say that is if you treat something like your platform as a business, you reap the rewards of what businesses have to offer, which are tax benefits, which are allowing yourself the ability to build business credit so that you can scale at the pace that you truly believe that you're capable of growing at. So number 1, putting things on the back burner can absolutely kill your business from the beginning or end up taking much longer than is needed. Number 2, analysis paralysis, a fun word for overthinking. We've all done it. I've been there. But over the week, one of the most common things that I've heard from some of the most powerful people that have built their platforms is your first idea probably isn't going to be where you end, right? Whatever you think your niche is going to be from the very beginning could continue to change. So from analysis paralysis, from a legal and an entity and a tax setup, do I hire an attorney? Is that going to be expensive? Is it going to be difficult for me to go and structure my business? What are the downfalls or what are the pitfalls that I'm going to run into if I take the jump of actually treating this like a business and an entrepreneur from the very beginning? Overthinking is something that constantly holds people back for being able to take action, get started, execute like Uncle G said yesterday, and finish the tasks that they actually set out to accomplish. Number 3, unfamiliarity with liabilities and tax strategy. I think this is 2-part. the first part of being unfamiliar with how to set up your business or the best type of business to structure is it goes back into overthinking, right? At the end of the day, what we're trying to accomplish is asset protection to separate your personal and your business, tax benefits to make sure that the investments that you make into yourself and into your business are tax deductible at the end of the year, so that, like Pete said, that money can come back around to you in the form of taxation, right? Whether it is getting a larger tax return or paying less in taxes, those are great problems to have. So you don't know what you don't know. With that being said, a lot of that comes from tax strategy. Okay. So by a raise of hands here, I'm interested. Those of you that have already invested into yourself this week, how many of you have thought to yourself, I'm doing this because I know it's going to better me as an individual. I know it's going to better my business, but I'm also going to write it off, right? There's probably a lot of hands that are being raised of people that have done this for a long time. For those of you that are just getting started, understand that it starts with the proper foundation. A lot of people aren't going to be overnight success. I hope everyone is. But if part of your fear is that I'm not going to generate income tomorrow, understand that you can still show a loss in the first 2 years of your business. So by making sure that you have the proper business entity in place and that you structure yourself so that you are able to treat and operate your platform as a business, it allows you the ability to create credibility and really maximize on deductions that you're going to be able to take advantage of. So I've put together a list here of some of the most common deductions. For those of you that are note takers, feel free to take a picture. Feel free to write some of these down. But for a lot of you, some of these are going to feel like bills, right? Cell phone bills, phone bills, internet bills, power bills, where the mindset has to begin to change at some point, and where a lot of successful entrepreneurs take this list is they look at these as investments, right? Everyone had to pay their internet bill to be a part of this group and to be a part of this platform tour. You are showing the intent to be a business owner. You are showing the intent to spread your message to the world, right? That is the intent, to treat this as a business. And if you structure yourself properly from the very beginning, what you're going to do is open the doors to over 250 different deductible expenses that then become tax deductible. Okay. Filming equipment. Who had to buy a new computer? Who had to buy a new iPad? Who had to buy a camera? These are all things that can seem daunting and overwhelming in the beginning to a lot of people. But if you understand the tax savings and how to maximize on those deductions, they're business investments into you, into your business, and into your future, which is obviously, from a clarity standpoint, something that's extremely important to remove as much of the fear as possible. Okay. So what do I do? How do I go about it? What are my next steps? In order to avoid a lot of these common pitfalls, all week, every time I tune in, I constantly hear the message of you have to get started. You have to take action, right? Grant yesterday saying you have to execute. In order to finish and in order to get to where you want to be, think bigger, start somewhere. Okay. First and foremost, talk to a professional. Once again, the analysis paralysis of overthinking can be overwhelming and take away from what you're really here to do, and that's spread your message. Your message is going to be best coming from you if you can talk to a professional and understand what is best for your situation. Everyone's situation is different. Allow someone to break that down for you on, once again, the three things that we're trying to accomplish. Protect yourself. Separate your personal from your business. Give yourself tax benefits. The investment that you make this week, how can that be 100% tax deductible to be able to come back and recoup a lot of that money come tax time, right? It's a perfect time of year we're right before the end of the year where you allow yourself the ability to utilize deductions going all the way back to January. Okay. Number 2, form a business as soon as possible. Most of you that are already structured are probably shaking your head at me thinking, I already have a business. Great. I'm happy to hear that. For those of you that don't, treat and operate this like a business. So the investment that you make this week, the internet bill that you paid to be a part of this event is tax deductible at the end of the year. Okay. Number 3, organize and track expenses. I don't want this to take away from your message. I want the message to be the top priority because it truly is. It's what's most important. But along the way, there's going to come a point that as you build and as you grow, you're going to be in a position where taxes are a large expense for you. It's a great problem to have, but the more you can plan for that, whether it's an Excel spreadsheet, whether it's QuickBooks, whether it's pen and paper, start thinking to yourself, what did I spend that is ordinary or necessary for my business? Okay. I'm going to say that again. What is ordinary or necessary for your business? Building your platform, the internet is obviously a necessary expense. Okay. Going out to dinner with friends and family and talking to them about what your idea is, about what your message is, about what they watch on all these other platforms. It's not necessary, but it's ordinary. Those are expenses that we want to be able to recoup come tax time as well. So number 4, invest into your future, right? There has been so much value over the last 4 days. There's been so many takeaways that I have personally had, even going back to Sean, talking about YouTube with someone drilling a hole into the wall with 3 million views. Whether it's very simple or whether it's as complex as it can be, invest into your future so you can continue to spread the message long term. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I know I'm pretty limited on time, but once again, I think Mark Twain said it best. Just a quote before I sign off: the secret to getting ahead is getting started. I think the most important thing you can do from a mindset standpoint is commit to being an entrepreneur. Commit to knowing that your message matters. And if you can treat and operate this as a business as opposed to an individual, you will reap the rewards long term in so many areas that it won't help but benefit your business long term. So that is my message. I hope that provides some clarity. Once again, these are things that I want people to avoid in running out of space, running out of time. Analysis paralysis. Don't overthink it. Know that your message matters. And that's all I got here. Pete, I want to turn it back over to you. Is there anything that I'm missing or anything?
No. Hey, real quick question for you. So back in 2005, I got my LLC set up, my S Corp set up, which was Eternal Ventures LLC. And I'm super grateful that I did because of the amount of just tax advantages and a lot of the savings that I got as a result of that. So when people are structured, like really quickly, what's the structure you recommend and what's the impact that can make on somebody's business? Can you just speak to that in about a minute?
For sure. Awesome. Thank you for that. There's so many different types of entities. If you're just getting started, a lot of times an LLC is going to be the easiest form because it keeps it simple. It keeps it easy, right? But as you mentioned in 2005, and as you started to generate income throughout that year, you probably switched to an LLC taxed as an S corporation or an S corporation, because that allows you to then pay yourself a salary, a distribution. A lot of times you can cut the savings down by having an S corp instead of an LLC. It saves you 7 to 8% of your gross income right off the bat. That is huge savings as you start to generate income. But both LLCs and S corps are awesome. They both flow through to keep things simple, and they still allow you to maximize on your deductions, like the slide I had with some of the common deductions that we see.
Dude, I love that. Guys, will y'all give it up for Tommy? Will y'all give it up for Tommy? Give it up for Tommy. Listen, this is why this is important to me. And guys, we can come up to the slides. This is why this is important to me. I got set up the right way out of the gates. 7 to 8%. Like, just think about every $100 putting $7 or $8 back in your pocket. Like, that's a big deal. When you're not set up the right way, you don't have the protection you need, nor the tax advantages and the tax breaks that you deserve as an entrepreneur, business owner, and so on. So question for you, does anybody, I'm just curious, if you have nothing set up, LLC set up or S Corp set up, I'm just curious. Be honest with me. I want to know in the chat. I'm just got some LLCs, and for some of you, it could be time for an S Corp. Nothing, okay? None, nothing, okay? Yeah, setting yourself up correctly is really, 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 really important. That's part of building your platform. That's part of building your platform. Like, real talk, I pay Uncle Sam back everything Uncle Sam is supposed to get. But I also want to make sure that ways that allow me to grow my platform because of the tax advantages and the things that I can get as an entrepreneur are there. And 98 to 99% of entrepreneurs don't quite understand this topic, and I want to make sure that you guys are set up correctly.